Joanna and I are here at the Pedro Eosma Museum and we're about to enter, and we hope that you like our video. Hi, so now we're in the Mannerism Hall, which is an Italian artistic style that was developed in the 16th century, and it is named Mannerism. It is due to the particular way each artist had to express himself using models that represented an anti-classical reaction that questioned the validity of the high Renaissance idea of beauty, which is why most of the painting and the people in the painting are not conventionally beautiful. So the painting that we've chosen for this hall is named The Virgin and a Child, which was painted by an anonymous artist, but it was attributed to Bernardo Vitti, and it was painted towards the end of the 16th century, and it's all on canvas portrait. So as we can see, the people in the painting, the Virgin and the Child, do not betray conventional beauty, since the movement went against the high Renaissance standards of beauty. The colors of this painting are mostly warm and soft on the Virgin and the Child, but as we can see, the background is very plain and dark, so that maybe means that the artist wanted to have a greater contrast on this painting, and so the attention really goes on the Virgin and the Child. The artist worked with a lot of shadows, and he paid a lot of attention on the small details, like for example the lace on her headdress that we can see here. The sleeves have been intricately drawn, and you can also see every fold on her clothes and on the child's clothes. So we also noticed that there were some vibrant colors. For example, the child's blanket, the hair, the cheeks, the lips. Mannerism is also known for its iridescent colors and elongated figures in some unnatural poses. For example, in the Virgin and Child painting, we can see that obviously in real life it is impossible to carry a child in that position, but this is a very typical way of painting of this Mannerism style. In regard to the frame, we can see that it is carved wood, polished and covered in gold paint.
So the reason we chose this hall is because we found the Manner style really interesting, because it was like the people in the paintings had unconventional beauty, they were simple yet very intricate, and the history behind it is very interesting because the European art arrived to America in the 16th century, and it was the use of the iridescent and watercolors and the shapes of the figures is what made it pop, contrasting it with the dark colors behind in the background. And also, the first of the artists in Peru was Bernardo Vitti, a Jesuit priest in Lima, and he painted for high politicians and other important religious figures, who are most of the paintings are attributed to. Okay, so some of the early artists of this type of art were Alessio Bettini, Matteo Perez, and Giannino Vedoro, which is where most of these paintings are attributed to. And it's very important because this led to the creation of plastic models from the Regal period, with the Virgin of their Son, the Virgin of the Milk, and the other thrice Virgins of the Immaculate. Good afternoon, we're currently here at the Pedro de Osma Museum in the Marian Titles Hall. So basically this hall, it is inspired by the Catholic countries of Europe and the Marian titles when they invaded America. And all the images are designated to the altars or artworks sponsored by the religious orders based in evangelization. They are all to represent the the fanatism and the religious cults that there were, just like the one that I'm about to explain of the painting, a version of Huarcas. So this painting was painted by an anonymous painter around the 18th century, and it is in oil and canvas. It was found in Cusco. And basically, as you can see in the painting, the painter used worked with a lot of shadows, but at the same time worked with a lot of bold and vibrant colors, which is basically, I think, he wanted to center all the attention in the middle. But yet again, he used a lot of detail around, not only in the center, but around the whole painting. So if you look closely or you look at it for a long time, you can just notice different things every single time you're looking at it. So we use a lot of bright colors in the center, like gold, light blues, reds, and then around there's mostly brown and black and tan. And the painting is a historical painting, but also a landscape that shows how the whole city was, basically how life was there. And it's basically based on the devotion people took to the Virgin of Copacabana statue that they brought to the city of Huarcas, hence the painting Virgin of Huarcas. It's a work of art that shows a sculpture of the Huarcas Virgin above an altar with a bunch of roses on her hand and landscape with traditional themes which combine the pilgrimage and how the people in the city, in the town lived. Take a look at the Virgin's clothing in the painting. You can see that it's all adorned with gold, it's very bright, it's very intricate, it's very rich, which means that it was most likely dressed in very expensive clothes, which was very detailed and very intricate in order to show, kind of show its importance in life. As it is here, it's the first thing we see, as it would also be in the city where it was, the first thing that you'll see, or the most important thing in the city. The reason we chose this hall is because we really liked how all the paintings had really, really bright centers, how it focused so much on the bright gold and the bright center of the Virgin. And also we thought the history was very interesting because it represented how the local population worshipped these statues or these figures, how all the sacred stories of the local population, all the miracles and apparitions that supposedly happened at that time. And that was very interesting for us. And for the specific painting, the Virgen de Copacabana.
We also really love that there's a lot of things going on, there's a lot of different characters, and you can see how each one of them would typically spend a day in their town. The frame is carved wood, polished, and covered in gold paint.